Do you have the common problem of using the English V sound when you should be using the English W sound? Maybe you say was when you meant to say was. Maybe it's the other way round. You mean to say village, but you end up saying willage. Perhaps you can't even hear the difference between w and the. Well, don't worry. There's a scientific reason why this is happening to you. And in today's English lesson, you're going to learn a proven method that will stop you making this mistake in the future. Hi, I'm Steve. Let's do this. Look at these two lines. Obviously, the top line is longer than the bottom line, right? And yet, when we remove the end arrows, we can clearly see they're exactly the same length. Your brain has taken what your eyes saw and given you the wrong information. Listen to this word, vow.
Vow,
One more time.
vow.
Your brain is taking what your ears hear and trying to find the same sound in your own language. This is called mapping, and usually it doesn't cause any problem. But if your native language, the language you've heard all your life, doesn't have that exact sound, for example, the English W sound, it will try to map the sound to the nearest sound it knows in your native language. And the most similar sound in most languages to the English W is the V sound. Maybe your native language doesn't have a W or a V sound, in which case your brain will map to the nearest similar sound it can find. And then it tells you that they're the same. And this is where this big confusion about the W sound in English comes from. Because you use this false information that your brain is telling you every time you speak English. First, we need to make sure that we can pronounce the letter W and the letter V correctly. We'll start with the letter W. If you need more detailed instructions on how to pronounce the letter W, check out this lesson on the channel. But briefly, to make the W sound, you need your lips forward. They need to be in a little round shape, and your tongue needs to be pulled back into this shape. But don't worry, there's an easy way to do this. All you need to do is pretend you're drinking a thick milkshake through a straw. And as you suck, your lips automatically go forward and you get that little round shape at the end. And your tongue will naturally go back into your mouth. This is the perfect shape you need to make the proper W sound. So, w. You try it. W. Try it by saying, we watch whales. Remember, pretend you're drinking a milkshake through a straw. Big suck. We watch whales. Now try this sentence. 2 swans swim. Notice that even though the W is inside the word, we still push our lips forward and our tongue is still back, as though drinking a milkshake. 2 swans swim. You try. Try this sentence. Wolves always howl. Now to pronounce the letter V. To do this, put your top teeth on your bottom lip. Don't put them in the front and don't put them at the back. It's got to be right in the middle, and it's just gently. If you blow when your teeth are in this position, you get the F sound. But when you send in the air through your voice box, which is in your throat, your bottom lip starts to vibrate and you get a V sound. You try it. V. Try saying voice. violet, vat. Make sure you can feel your bottom lip buzzing as you say the V sound. Say these words: save, movement, Steve. Now you can say these sounds perfectly. We need to teach our brains to tell our mouths and tongues what shape's needed for each letter. And the good news is, it's really easy. What we need to do is add an additional physical element to each sound as we say it. This is just like adding a small bump in the road to slow cars down as they travel along it. So adding this extra element will cause your brain to slow down and remap to the correct V or W sound. The physical element we're going to add is a simple hand movement. Every time you make the W sound, the W sound, I want you to make this shape with your hands. You can see it looks like a letter W. So your brain will hear you say the letter W, it will see the W shape, and it will feel the movement as well. And every time during this exercise you say the V sound, the V sound, I want you to make this hand shape. You can see it looks like a letter V. And again, your brain will hear you say the V, it will see the V shape, and it will feel that movement. Make sure you make these shapes really clearly in front of you, with meaning. You have to really get the attention of your brain for the remapping to work. So it's W, V. You try. W, V. Repeat after me. We went walking. To the village to visit the villa. Again, we went walking to the village to visit the villa. Now some quick changes between the V and the W sound. Very well. Wow, vow. Vent, went. Remember, make them hand signals really clear, really forceful. West, vest. Bet, wet. Viper, wiper. Now we're going to use in a sentence with lots of V's and W's. Remember, every time you say a V sound, every time you say a W sound, repeat after me. We saved various swimming swans every week with a very yellow van. And again, we saved various swimming swans every week with a very yellow van. Now we need to check that the remapping of our brain to the W and V sounds has actually worked. So we'll say that sentence again, this time without using our hands. We saved swimming swans every week with a very yellow van. If you find yourself slipping back into mixing up the w and the v sounds, just come back to this video and do the remapping exercise again. It may be that you need another run through before it takes permanently in your brain, but it really is like magic. And speaking of magic, click on this link to learn all about the most magic sound in English that will make you sound like a native English speaker. I'll see you next time.